Here's another cute little craft that I saw last year that I am still making. I've made these for I don't know how many people, but they are so darned adorable that I just had to share them. Simply what you need is, you know, the outdoor lights, the older style is the ones that I'm using, but these are like outdoor Christmas lights. And gratefully, we did ours in clear and in green a couple of years ago. And we don't really put them up anymore, so I thought, well, I don't want to throw out all the light bulbs. Let me find a craft for that. That was last year. So, luckily, I had brand new packages, plus I had all the strands, so I'm going to recycle every one of those light bulbs. And I've done a bunch of them, but I still have a ton left. So, let me show you what we're doing. So it's these light bulbs, or any really light bulbs that you want to use. You can use burnout light bulbs too, because they're going to be covered. So you need the light bulbs. I use this Aleene's clear tacky glue. It looks like this. And then you need glitter. And you'll need some scissors. And you'll need some sort of ribbon. I have several different kinds of ribbon here. Plus I have this mesh ribbon. And no, I'm not going to use that wide. I'll cut it into strips. So, let me get out one that I've already finished. And it looks like that. How cute is that? Isn't that adorable? Super easy, fun to do, super relaxing. Now let me tell you about this glitter. I got this glitter at the Dollar Tree. I did not expect it to be, because I got it this year, I did not expect it to be as good as the glitter that I used last year, which was a real chunky glitter. But to my surprise, this glitter is not super fine. It is extremely chunky, which is kind of what you want. Let me see if I can show you on this plate. Can you see the big chunks in there? It's mixed with some superfine, but because of the big pieces, it makes it so much easier. It is a mess, I'm not gonna lie. This is a messy project, but fun to do nonetheless. And you can try like glitter nail polish if you want more of a clear with just a little bit of glitter on it. That would probably work. I wouldn't recommend it because it's just not chunky enough for my liking. So then you just take your light bulb and you want to put glue all over it. I don't know if I can get my glue to come out. And you're going to take your finger, or that's what I use anyway, and you want to smear it. You don't want any really big chunks of glue on there, because that will create a huge glob on the light bulb, and you don't want that. Be sure and put it around the base and all around the top. And I forgot to get out a paper towel to wipe my finger on. And then we'll go with the gold one. Let's see if I can get it to open here without taking the whole lid off. Whoops. Then you just simply sprinkle your glitter on there. Now, like I said, it's messy. This is not a clean project to do. But you want to cover the entire light bulb. I found that it's easiest when you do the entire light bulb instead of doing like one side and then the other. It just doesn't work right when you do it that way, for me. Now you can try it that way, but it didn't work for me. And of course you're going to have to let it dry. Let's see how cute that is already. Now you let it dry, and then what I do to make sure that the glitter isn't falling off all over the place, spray it with some hairspray. It'll hold the glitter in place so that you don't have as much fallout. You will still have some fallout, but you won't have as much. So we're going to let this one dry, and then we'll come back to it in a little bit. Here's a little tip for those of you that's doing these recycled light bulbs. If you don't feel comfortable laying them down, or you're painting them or something like that, get an egg carton that you've already used. Obviously, you take your eggs out, and then just poke your, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna poke this one in there because I painted it completely. But poke a hole in the bottom of your egg slots like this. I just used some scissors and did like this, and then just poke your light bulbs in there. They can sit there and dry. Okay, so now that your let me get these scissors out of the way. Now that your glitter has dried, you need to put some sort of hanger on it. So you've got a couple of options. See, I still have some fallout of this glitter even though I've put 2 coats of hairspray on it. That's what I mean. If I hadn't put any hairspray on it, every time I handle it, it would just be raining it. Okay, so you can either do it like this. Let me get it up there. And of course, I'll drop the other side. Like that. Well, it'd be on either side evenly. Or what I found that I like to do best is, and this is where your hot glue comes in. Let me get this out of the way, and I'm still using my poor little old hot glue gun that's, good Lord, more than 20 years old. You can tell I've been using it a lot with this glitter. I put a little bitty dot right there. Then I take this other side and attach it. And I let it dry good. Of course, hot glue dries really fast. Then I figure out where on the ornament I want to put it. And I put a dot on there. Of course, we're not just going to leave this like this, because that's not very attractive. And you don't have to be really picky about having this stuck on super solid, because it will be by the time you're finished. Then you need to figure out what kind of ribbon you want to put around it. I have a couple of options here. I have this white one that's got a little design on it. Then I have this red one that has a little design on it. I don't know if you can see the design real well. Then I have this glittery red one, and I feel like that would be too much. And then I have this white one with the silver, and this is the one I think I'm going to use. So let me just see how much of it I need. Just pulling it around like that. Remember that you are going to pull it tight, so you want to make sure that you have enough for that. But see, like this one has this little ridge pattern. I don't want to lose that by pulling it real tight. I want it tight enough that it won't gap or fall off, you know. So you put a little bit of glue on there, then attach this wherever you deem necessary. And I just burnt my finger. I burn my finger every time I pick up a hot glue gun. You'd think my fingers would be just raw now. And then just kind of going around the bulb, put some more glue on and pull it. Put some more glue on, pull it. And then on the end, I like to try and get the end right by the hook, and the reason that I do that is because I'm going to put a small bow on there now. And that will cover most of the end. Oh, stop. One way to keep from frying off your fingers like I do is to push it down with like a toothpick or a popsicle stick or something like that. I just don't have a whole lot of sense and grab one apparently, because I have both. Okay, so that's where we're at with that one. Now I need to make a small bow. And I'm going to use this glittery, shiny glittery one, because as you can see on this, it's got the silver here and it's got some silver on that. So you simply want to make yourself a little bow. And I like for it to have long tails because I think it looks better. Now this ribbon is glittery on both sides, but if it weren't, what I would do is, to make sure that I have the pattern the same, is in the back, let me get it back in my hand right, in the back I would simply twist it. Just one little bitty twist. Come on, thumb. And it's up to you, you know, how big a bow you put on here, how long you make the tails. It's all entirely up to you. And then I hold it like this, and I trim each side. If the one side has a clean cut already, then you don't need to go ahead and cut it again. I just did that because it was fraying a little bit there. Now I don't want this bow to be this big, so I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And you do want to make your bow a little bit tight because you don't want it to come undone. Try and get each side as even as possible. Alright. And see how both of those hang like that? That's what I want. I want them to go in the same direction. So now I'm just going to simply put a little hot glue on the back of the bow. And then find my center again. I don't like to put it all the way up or all the way at the bottom. I like for it to be, you know, somewhere in the middle. And there you go. I'll fix my ribbons a little bit. And if you don't like how they hang, what you can do, and I've done this with a few, is simply get the little long piece out of the way. Put you a teeny tiny little strip of glue, just a teeny weeny one, and then glue that down, and then do the other side. I've done this quite a bit because they don't always hang the way I'd like for them to hang, and you have the opportunity to control that. Uh-oh. And there. I'll make sure I don't have it all shaded. It is kind of shaded. Let me zoom up on it. I'm going to lay it down and show you what it looks like.